This is the original prototype of the Mega Maniacs Brutus the Barberbeefcake. Let's talk about it. I know you're dying to see the Mega Maniacs Brutus the Barberbeefcake prototype. But before we do that, we'll do a quick recap on the history of WWF and how the Mega Maniac Brutus came to be. Wrestling gained more popularity in the early 80s with the new owner Vince McMahon expanding the franchise nationally. With the success of televised events, a toy line was naturally in the works. The first WWF toys were produced by LJN. These 8-inch solid figures were very successful, and the toy line lasted from 1984 to 1989. Shortly after LJN, Hasbro acquired the WWF license and released the first figures in 1990. Over 95 figures were produced before the toy line ended in the mid-90s. The figures were more action figure oriented with special features and limited posability. Brutus Beefcake started wrestling in the late 70s and joined WWF in 1984. He had his first action figure produced by LJN in 1985. Brutus continued wrestling until 1990 after suffering a non-wrestling related injury. This injury resulted in a reconstructive surgery to his face. Brutus returned to the ring in 1993 facing off with Ted DiBiase and IRS. In this match, IRS hit Brutus with a metal briefcase to his reconstructed face. Shortly after, Brutus's longtime friend Hulk Hogan teamed up and they called themselves the Mega Maniacs. Brutus wore new attire with red and yellow colors as well as a mask to protect his face. For Hasbro, this was a great opportunity to revisit a popular character. Brutus Beefcake had sold well with 2 prior releases. In 1994, Hasbro issued their Toy Fair catalog which showcased the new assortment lineup. Mega Maniacs Brutus was slated for a 1994 release in Series 9. But in the following months, as Hasbro began production of Series 9, Mega Maniacs Brutus was dropped from the series. Hasbro re-released Tatanka to finalize Series 9, which gave Tatanka a smile. The reason why this figure was canceled is not clear, but we do know Brutus left the WWF around August 1993. Around this time, Hasbro was just deciding which figures to be in Series 9 and were working on the prototypes. I do believe a contract between WWF and Hasbro would probably continue on if a wrestler had quit wrestling. But Brutus did not stop wrestling. In fact, he signed a contract with WCW in 1994. I personally suspect this is what led to the full cancellation of the Mega Maniacs Brutus figure. And without any more delay, the legendary toy itself. This is the prototype of the unproduced Mega Maniacs Brutus the Barberbeefcake. The figure is the same mold that had been used for Series 3. The figure has red pants with yellow flames along the side. Included is a new version of his shears. The Mega Maniac shears have a new paint application of the famous red stripe barber pole handles. Remember the 1994 Toy Fair catalog showing the Mega Maniacs Brutus? This catalog was the only information given to the public proving the existence of the toy. For decades, many collectors have gazed upon that figure and dreamed. The exact figure in my hand is the Mega Maniacs Brutus that was shown in the catalog. By comparing this prototype to the photos in the catalog, you can see details that match between them. The first comparison is the flames on the leg. When placed side by side, they are a perfect match to the figure in the catalog. There are also smaller unique details that match up. There is a white mark on the inside of the fist and a small white mark on the base of the top finger. When compared to the prototype, you can see these exact marks. On the other hand, the catalog and the figure both have a black mark under the finger. Lastly, the figure has glue on the bottom of the feet. Prototypes that have this were on display at trade shows or photography samples. The figure needed to stay in position without moving during photo shoots or the hustle and bustle of people in a Hasbro showroom. Owning any prototype is gratifying. They're a part of the creation process of a toy. They are seen as works of art, from the hand-painted sample to a resin hard copy to the original sculpt. Matching the prototype to the catalog is the cherry on top for prototype collecting. Maniacs Brutus is one of 3 unproduced figures that were to be released on their own individual packages. The other figures are the famous Tugboat and Rhythm and Blues. There are other figures that were unproduced that had some alternate color changes. This would save a lot of money for Hasbro. Creating prototypes and creating the steel molds for production in China are extremely expensive. Hasbro would only need paint samples of this figure for presentations like Toy Fair or photography. Because of this, there are very few of these that were created in Hasbro. And to this day, there are only 2 Maniacs Brutus the Barberbeefcake prototypes in existence. Thank you for watching the video of the toy history and showcase of the prototype Maniacs Brutus. If you loved this video, please like, subscribe, comment. There will be more WWF prototypes. As you can see, we're going to cover this stuff later on. But please be patient. I collect all toy lines from all the decades, including original artwork and prototypes. We have a ton of stuff. So more will be coming, but please stay tuned. Enjoy the other videos about toy history or unique rarities of prototypes and artwork. Thank you.